Good morning, happy Monday. Hope your day is off to a great start. Jack Silberman is here with In Shape MD. He and I were laughing, feeling it's a little bit like Groundhog Day these days because every time you're here, it seems like we've got another rainy forecast behind us.
Oh, Julie, I hate that.
But so you're the bright spot in the day.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
So I wanted to bring that up actually because having that optimistic outlook of, okay, it might be bad weather, but you can still have a good day.
Sure.
Kind of ties in with what you wanted to focus on today. You're seeing people all the time come in and out with these successful weight loss stories, thanks to you. But it starts with having the mental preparation behind it, right?
Julie, I think it's everything. It's not so much what goes in your mouth. It's really more about what goes in your mind. And you have to put some things in place, whether it's for weight loss or it's financial commitment or a business opportunity. You have to have these things in place to be successful. You know, we always start out with desire. Find out what that is that's waking you up at night, that's something you really want to do. Write that down on a card, put it on a piece of paper, put it up on your mirror, say it twice a day. Visualize that and start to break it down into small little steps and you can accomplish. And that'd be the first step.
For people who don't understand necessarily the power of that visualization, even for people who think, oh, I don't need that, you would be amazed what kind of a motivator it is when it's in front of you.
Yes, and you know, I always tell the patients when they come in, cut out a picture of something you want to look like or an old picture of yourself. Put it up on your mirror, put it on your phone. So every time you're talking, you see that picture, it reminds you of where you're going. And when you're talking, you become that person. The more visual you are, the more your mind starts to act the same way.
So it's one thing to be able to see what it is that you want. It's something else, again, to move heaven and earth to get what you want.
Yes. You know, first thing you have to do, Julie, is you have to list the obstacles that are in your way. We already know that if we have a big weight loss goal, we want to list all the things we already know that are going to be in our way. There's going to be some surprises, but if you know what the ones are ahead of time, then what we can do is start planning around them so we can become successful. Small little steps.
You say support is important.
Support is great. Yeah, you have to surround yourself with positive people that are going to help feed you the right things, are going to support you as you go through this, because it's a tough road. Sometimes if your goals are not high enough and you hit an obstacle, you're going to drop out and start all over again and feel miserable. So positive thinking is very good. Positive thinking won't let you do anything, but it'll let you do everything better than negative thinking will.
Okay, some people, I'm pretty good about having an emotion in the moment. Sometimes the long haul can be difficult for me to hold on to.
Yep.
You talk about vision.
Yes.
Is that what you mean by that? Knowing where you really want to go?
Yes, you want to be able to see your long-term goal. You have to be able to see the finish. Put an end date on that. So, you know, once you put a date on it, everything starts falling in place. Then you start making short-term goals to get to that long-term goal.
Do you mean literally put a date on it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's the key. If you don't, then we just keep going along thinking we're going to lose weight, and it's going to happen somehow. But if you put a date on it, all of a sudden, everything starts falling in place.
Okay, so that's 4 of our 10. What else is on your list?
Well, you know, you have to do several things. You have to have a support system. You can never give up. Julie, one of the things that people do oftentimes is they stop just short of their goals. They get tired, they get frustrated, they get out of their direction. There's a great story about a guy that was digging for gold, and he just got so fatigued and tired of trying, he just finally gave up. He sold his property to his neighbor. His neighbor went out and started digging. 3 feet later, he discovered gold. So oftentimes we're short of that goal just by a little bit.
My husband shared a story with me that he saw the other day, and I've not fact-checked it, but it's 1950s Harvard researcher. Do you know what I'm going to tell you? About the rats?
Yes.
Do you know the story?
Go ahead.
Okay, these rats, they put them in, let them swim for 15 minutes. They begin to just get fatigued. They pull them out, dry them off, kind of give them a breather. They put them back in, thinking the rats would swim 5 or 10 minutes. They swam for, do you remember?
I don't remember the number.
60 hours.
Oh my goodness, that's
and
what it was.
Their takeaway was that if the rats were swimming, believing that they were going to get rescued.
Yes.
Right? So if they could have that hope in what they could do, think about what we can accomplish if you believe.
Yeah, you have to believe. You have to take action too. You know, we want to, if a lot of people say, well, I really want to do this, I really want to do it, but they're afraid to take that first step. You could never get to the second step unless you take your first step. You don't have to be great to start, you just have to start to be great.
Okay, One of the things you talk about when you bring your patients and clients here is how quickly the results kick in.
Yes.
That's really important, don't you think, to hold on to this mental attitude?
So powerful, Julie, because once you start seeing win after win after win, then people start to get that empowerment. They start to get that internal motivation, so they want to keep going. So that's so important to have that initial jump start.
I would think if you're somebody who kind of wakes up and you see a new you, so to speak, it's hard to not want to share that with other people.
Oh, yes.
But do you have to be sort of careful how you do it? Because not everyone's going to be ready to make that step.
You know, Julia, a lot of people ask me, and I'm not afraid to say I'm 67 years old. People say, well, how do you stay in shape all these years? You know, by helping other people do the same thing, it helps you also become successful. So I always tell people, help as many people as you can, because once you lose your weight, if you're helping somebody else, that puts you in the limelight and the spot to stay at that same place.
So we only have a minute left, and I know people are thinking, hush, Julie, so we can know how to get in touch with him, because I think I'm mentally ready. Does it just begin with a phone call and a consult?
It does. And the next 48 hours, we're ready to take some calls just to help you map out some of this for yourself. And there's no charge for that. We just want to see if we're a good fit. If we can help you, we'd love to do it.
He's brought plenty of patients before. Hopefully you've had a chance to see their success stories. You could end up being one of them. It all does begin with a phone call, as Jack said. It's In Shape MD. Jack Silberman is his name. Phone number and website there on your screen.
Thank you, Julie.
Jack. You're the bright
Yes, ma'am.
spot.